Hey guys, this is going to be a sort of a special bonus episode. We're just going to do this one comic, the Cyberfrog art of John Malin. And this is maybe a obtuse or insensitive thing to do, but I'm doing this in honor of Tommy Patterson, whose art I never got to see, not yet. He was working on Graveyard Shift, and that campaign is live right now. And that's something I'm going to back with my next opportunity. And we're going to look at this. John Malin is one of the writers on Graveyard Shift. This is colors by Kyle Ritter, Gabriel Ryder. I'm reading that wrong. So this is Ethan Van Sciver's Cyberfrog, penciled by John Malin, colored by Kyle Ritter, Gabe Al-Taib, Jason Wright, and ink spots. And I personally really like the camera placement that John Malin does. I love his rendering, I love his line work, but what I'm really in love with is how close the camera is and his focal depth. And by that I mean, look at the foreshortening on these arms here. His head is set further back. This is all, the camera is right there. You could, with one quick step forward, you could reach out and touch Cyberfrog's elbow on this page right here. I love John's camera placement. That's something I've been working on in my artwork. I've not put in the hours that John has. Hours and hours and hours. You can tell. I really love his thick contour lines. But I'm just going to shut up and just leave this up for a while. John's camera work is right on the field. If this was football, think about this, he'd be running right past the players. Look at how close this hand is compared to the head. His camera work is magnificent. Both of these shots are fabulous, fantastic. Really getting close. That's so cool. That looks like it was drawn small and scaled up. And I love it for that exact reason. I love it for the asymmetrical. I love everything about that drawing. That's a sketch. And Salamandroid's amazing too. Boy, I am abusing this comic, aren't I? Batman, the Cyber Frog. Spider-Man, Batman, Spider-Man, Batman, Batman. This is great. It is nice how these two pages roll up against one another. It worked out well. I really love Cyberfrog's face here too. Oh, that is awesome. The Ninja Frog. That is great. So is this one. They're both fantastic. What an amazing artist. and no story, right? Comic books could just be portfolio books. No one would do. Look at that. That's fantastic. Again, camera placement is everything with these. And now I know these are full pages, but these are panels for me because I'm seeing this as a panel to a page because the storytelling is just great. I love his shadow edge right here. I love the raw aspects of John's art. All the contour lines, except that the metal is very precise. You know, the reflections, the metal itself is very precise, whereas the frog has a different texture. That's cool. Oh yeah, never ends. That's some great foreshortening there. I think I've called it foreshadowing before. Wow. A melted frog, a healthy frog. I love this skull reflected in the eye. I love the set of his mouth right here. Now, maybe that's the colorist. Maybe that's Kyle Ritter. But that's really good. This is all really good. I really like his art. I like how he does his backgrounds. Just enough effort. Not too much. Giant moon back there. Maybe it's a copy paste. Maybe it's drawn. Godlike and Graveyard Shift. I still have to get those. Not a lot of money for comics these days. I have to make my dollar make it last. And today we are looking at Rocket Girl #1 by Brandon Montclair and Amy Reeder. Amy is the artist. Brandon is the writer, I believe. Could be wrong. Brandon is the writer. Artist is Amy Reeder. And these guys are both full-time comic book professionals. I don't know what else they've worked on, but I do know that the 10 issues that they did for Image of this story, Rocket Girl, took them like 5 years. So about 2 issues a year, which actually is quite a bit if you have a full-time job, especially if you have a full-time job writing or drawing in the artistic field, because chances are you spend every waking minute doing that work, just about all your spare time. So this girl is a time traveler. She's a time cop. She's a teenage time cop from New York from 2013. Truth is, she's much more like 2313, much more like my girl Ashley from 23. Ashley was born in 2307. Or maybe it happens in 2307 and she was born in 2390, 2290, something like that. I don't remember. But I didn't know I was going to bring up her birthday. I know what day her birthday is. This story has anti-gravity the same as this story has. This story doesn't just have rockets. This story also has anti-gravity. My story and this story come from the same future, an anti-gravity future, which is more like a Marty McFly future than you would think. It's rockets, yes, but also levitation. Rockets move you left, right, but you need it's the up, down that's the really hard part. Same thing with helicopters. The rockets, even the rockets, using them for left, right isn't a good idea. It's better to just lean in with the levitation. Anyhow, this girl can not only fly, she can travel through time. She uses the time travel to go back 86 to 2013. So what is that, 27 years? I'm sure I'm wrong about that. Not very far, 26 years. So this is 1986. She's from 2013. The book came out in 2015, and we certainly didn't have flying cars then. So these guys are doing a quantum teleportation experiment at the New York University. Here's what I love about this comic. This comic book is a cartoon. That's what I want out of my comics, is cartoon. We just saw the comic book art of John Malin, very cartoony. This is extremely cartoony. The girl, she's not blowing her hair out of her eyes. She's collapsing. But this is cartoony. Look at this. This is a cartoon. I want cartoons in comics. And these guys really deliver. Amy Reeder is a brilliant artist. Brilliant artist. I am not going to get in the face of the story. I'm not going to get in the face of the panels. Canted panels, I don't care. Inset panels, I don't care. This is a cartoon all the way. So a small panel like this is a quick cut. It's just a flash in the edit if this was a cartoon. I love everything about this. Here we go. That's my future too, Blade Runner future. This is where these stories right here take place, is in a city just like this, Angel City, 2307, when Ashley's parents, when she gets sent to the juvenile detention facility. So this is what 300 years in the future might look like, not 2013. This is supposed to be 2013. This should be 2313. In my future, we have Terrellium. Terrellium is an anti-gravity metal that can be charged to float against the Earth's gravity, like a frequency. This is a police robot, and this is the police commissioner. And when Dae-Young Johansson gets in the commissioner's face, the robot activates and says, "Calm down, girl." I really like her. She reminds me of some actress. Oh, she looks like Melanie Mack, doesn't she? A little bit. Her face right there. Commissioner is this sort of smarmy Asian with a bad mustache. Jubilee. What's Jubilee's last name from the X-Men? Prescott? I don't remember. Jubilation Lee was her name. Wearing her glasses and that sort of lesbian haircut. I love everything about this comic book. So here she is back in New York in the past, hanging out on a ledge like Spider-Man, fixing her rocket pack. And as soon as she gets it fixed, she hears radio broadcasts from the police with an emergency right down at the ground level. And she goes to check it out. This girl says, "Leave it for the police." And Dae-Young says, "I am the police." This is fantastic. This is everything comics should be. This is a comic that is so good, no one cares who wrote it or who drew it. And that's what I look for in a comic. That's the mark of a great comic, or the mark of a great story, is that I don't care who wrote it. I don't care. They could have initials as the author's name, and it would still be, look at this panel. Look at how good that is. That girl is in the middle of, and look at here, look at all of this. Just beautiful. Every bit of it. I love the big circle behind her. Wow. Batman, Dark Knight. Dark Knight Returns right there. Look at that. Look at her jetpacks. She does a roll. See that? Those are the trails from her jetpack. So she's diving down, does a barrel roll over traffic. Have you guys seen the footage of the guy who a shark is swimming towards him and he grabs it by the nose and makes it do a pirouette? It might be AI, it might be fake footage, but the point is there's no traction in water or in air. Now, I was thinking about this last night. When you're moving fast enough, the air itself, it can be like the ground. That's how Superman works. Except the resistance from the air would be the same as the resistance you're using to push off from. So you need some sort of quantum induction, vacuum induction. Cavitation, I think, is what they call it underwater. I love these two cops. The story is that there's a bad guy holed up inside this arcade. Every panel has motion. Even the still panels have motion. That girl's walking across the background. She hits him with her stuff. They're looking up. She's landing. She's moving. She flips him off down there in the bottom panel. And I love the car. Yeah. Sliding in like a superhero. Can you guys see that? I hope so. Zoom in on that top panel if you can. And look at this. There's the bad guy. She's sneaking around. He gets her by surprise. Look at that face. Look at that face. Oh my God. Wow. What an artist. I'm going to have to go find some of Amy Reeder's stuff. This is so cool. So someone's coming out. We get this cut, right? You could have had an ad here, or you could have had this be on the other page. Someone's coming out. It's him. She's got him. They're going to arrest her. Arrest her for what? They go to arrest her, and she does some super judo, ninja, futuristic super judo, and they end up handcuffed together with both sets of cuffs. Look at how their heads hit the ground. Can you guys see that? I hope it's not reflecting too much on there. This is a middle page, so look at his flat hair. Look at how cartoony this is. This is just the right amount of cartoon with just the right amount of realism. Everyone's got 4 fingers and a thumb, but there's just the right amount of bounce, just the right amount. That's technically his hair, you know, just the right amount of stretch. This is, look at even here, she's not standing still, you know. This is as good as it gets. I'm just going to leave that up for a couple minutes because, yeah. What's not to love? What's not to love? This is what we were promised. This is what Image, this is it, Image. This is what comics should be. Fantastic. Well done. A Star is Born. I love Dae-Young Johansson. I love her stupid name. I love her skinny butt. I love hating on her 1986 friends. I hate this girl. I hate her. She is Thelma from Scooby-Doo, given unending, a huge budget and lots of control. The cab driver tells him only 4 in the cab, so she kicks this kid out and then throws him a bunch of shit from her purse and tells him to take the bus. There's not anything about this that isn't fantastic. And she's having a good time. And here in her own land, they're figuring out what they're going to do about her. Next issue. Tell you what, Image, you earned some ads with this one. You sure did. Thank you for giving me more Rocket Girl. I'd have looked at anything after that. And you gave me more Rocket Girl. Wow, I really feel like you love me, Image Comics. I really, really do. Oh, another page of Rocket Girl? Image Comics. What are you doing to me here? This is too much. I didn't know it was like that. You love her too? Yeah. Look at her legs are out of focus because they're rockets. Yeah. Special thanks, Chris Robertson, MJ Steele, Karif Petit Ferrar. Follow us, Amy Reeder, Brenda Montclair. PodCon Podcast. I could listen to them talk about this. Podcorn? Is that what that says? Podcorn? Okay, Image, you earned it. You earned it. You gave me 6 extra pages of Rocket Girl, right? So it's over. We got a cover for the next one. Oh, thank you. That's nice. That's really nice. And then you give us some panels from the next one. Hey, really, they're working on it. Trust us. Okay, I'll buy that for $100. Yeah, I'm in. Bought and sold. And you're not done yet. Oh. We're not done yet, folks. Image Comics. This is why Todd and Jim and Mark and everybody, Rob, why they left Marvel is for Rocket Girl. If this alone is the only reason that you had to leave Marvel Comics, okay, I'm sold. It's not enough. I want 100 issues of Rocket Girl, not just 10. I wish you had found a way to make this their full-time job instead of whatever else they were doing. I don't want to read this. I don't want to know what this is about. More Rocket Girl, please. Hey guys, I am John Carrick, and today we were looking at Rocket Girl #1. This really was a fantastic comic book. You almost kind of don't have to say what's going on. The words are all extra. She arrives and she sets about to fight in crime. This is just, it's a fun comic book. You don't have to believe every second of it, but, you know, look at this. Look at this. Whatever it takes to get this page is worth it. So yeah, Rocket Girl #1 by Image Comics. Today's conflicted card is the 8 of Diamonds, and this is a really simple one. How young should your children be taught to use lethal and non-lethal means to protect the home or your, I don't know what you would call it, your outpost, your family, your people? How young should they be? Because kids will make the mistake and kill the wrong person. So how old do you want your kid to be when they have to live with that? Or how old do you want your kid to be and not have the knowledge to take action to save members of his family? You know, I think a kid should be able to shoot at 6 or 7. They're old enough to know how, then they're old enough to be taught. So unfortunately, there's a reason they're called infantry. You guys get where that name comes from? It comes from the word infant. Children soldiers are infantry. And, you know, sucks, but if there's stories about, you know, the 7-year-old brother protects his 4-year-old sister with a gun and kills an intruder, that 4-year-old is a legend for the rest of his life. You know what I mean? So, trying to decide how to end this and whether or not I should do these as separate videos. Getting older means facing hard truths about your reality and the reality of other people around you. You're going to get old and die, and so are your friends, and it sucks. And get your work done while you can. Get it done as soon as you can, as fast as you can. Get as much of it done as you can. And yeah, I got a chapter done last night. Today I drew all day. So I'm going to finish this and either work out or draw. I don't know yet. I think I am going to put these two together. The Cyberfrog art of John Malin and Rocket Girl. They're both going to be on the cover for today. Because I can't really separate them, and I'm doing one of these a day. And there's no story in this, and I love John Malin's art. And I feel like if I did this on its own, that would almost be more copyright infringement than homage or celebration, because there's no story here. I'm just sort of out here spoiling the whole book. And I would really be hurting Ethan in All Caps Comics because Ethan paid for all this art. So, but I am out here showing this because I saw the news. In addition to He-Man, John Irwin died 2 days ago. Tommy Patterson died yesterday or the day before. I think yesterday. And he's doing Graveyard Shift for John. And wow. Someone else died. Oh, David Williams' wife. I wish I had tons of money to give to all their GoFundMes. I wish I had tons of money to buy all their comics and leave tons of super chats. He looked like an incredible artist. And I can tell you why it hits so hard. Because I am having so much fun doing this. And I'm going through a little bit of this myself, you know? Losing the vision in this eye. And it sucks. But I'm drawing better than I ever have with my left eye. So how do you balance that, you know? God takes and gives at the same time. Crazy. Really crazy. So, yeah, tell the people close to you you love them. Spend your time being happy. Don't spend your time being angry. Spend your time making music, drawing comics, writing stories, doing what you love. riding dirt bikes, skating skateboards, hanging out with your kids and your parents and your friends and your family. See you guys tomorrow.